He carried the paralyzed alien princess for 45 miles, and her first order was to have him executed. Private Dallin Rusk didn't know who she was when he pulled her broken body from the wreckage. The enemy ship had gone down hard, a flaming trail across the crimson sky of Cave 07. He found her in the wreckage, legs crushed, spine twisted, but still breathing. Her armor shimmered faintly, and the pendant around her throat hummed with royal tech. He didn't stop to think. Didn't consider the fact that she was an enemy. Didn't care that if anyone found out, he'd be shot for treason. He carried her. Across sand and ash, through blistering heat and bitter night, Dallin carried the paralyzed alien woman on his back for 4 to 5 miles toward the nearest neutral medical zone. He gave her his water, covered her with his jacket, talked to her even when she didn't answer. Not once did she thank him. She never spoke, not until they reached the gates. Then, as medics ran to them, she finally opened her eyes and whispered, "I want this human executed." Her name was Princess Vexir of Daeri Prime, heir to the Throne of Storms, and one of the most feared commanders in the war. Dallin's arms were still sore from carrying her when the guards dragged him into a cell. "Wait! What?" He coughed, blood still dry on his lips. "I saved her." "She says you abducted her," the officer snapped, "that you were using her as a hostage. There were no witnesses. She couldn't walk, which makes it easier for you to lie." Dallin sat in the dark for 2 days. No food, no word, only the creeping betrayal in his gut. He should have left her in the desert, should have walked away. But on the 3rd day, the guards returned. They didn't bring a gun. They brought her. Vexir sat upright in a hover chair, regal despite the bandages around her limbs. Her gaze was like ice carved from metal. "Leave us," she ordered the guards. They obeyed. Dallin stood slowly, eyes locked on hers. "So? What now, princess?" She said nothing. Then her gaze dropped to his hands, blistered and raw, the skin still torn from lifting her across the dunes. "You carried me for 4 to 5 miles. "No. I dragged you the last 3 when my legs gave out," he snapped. "But I didn't drop you." She frowned. "Why?" "Because you were alive." Her lip curled. "I am your enemy. And I was a man with a dying person in my arms. Didn't feel like war at the time." Silence. Then, "I ordered your execution out of protocol. It is expected of me." His jaw tightened. Then follow through. "I've had worse." Her eyes narrowed. "You're angry. You're smart." Another long pause. Then, to his shock, she stood, unsteady, but on her own. The chair behind her hovered silently. "I was paralyzed. I could not feel my legs for days. I feared weakness." "You're not weak," he muttered. "You're just an ass." She blinked. Then, for the first time, she smiled. A small, painful smile, like her face didn't quite know how to do it. "You insulted royalty. You tried to kill the guy who saved your life." "Fair." The next morning, Dallin was released from his cell. His clothes were cleaned. A diplomatic escort handed him a small medal with strange alien symbols. "Her Highness sends this," the man said stiffly, "for bravery." He stared at it. "She tried to have me shot." The escort smiled. "Protocol." Weeks passed. The war ground on. Dallin returned to duty. Then, one evening, as he sat cleaning his gear under twin moons, a shadow fell across him. He looked up. It was her. No armor, just travel garb. Her legs still stiff, but walking stronger now. "Princess." "Dallin." She knelt beside him. "I read the med logs," she said. "You didn't sleep for 2 nights. You gave me every drop of water you had." "I also complained the whole time," he muttered. She smiled again. "I like that about you." He looked at her, confused. Why are you here? I came to thank you. Properly. A pause. I didn't know how to accept kindness. My people, we are not taught to. He said nothing. Let the silence do the work. Then she leaned forward, touched her forehead to his. A airy gesture of debt, of deep respect. I owe you my life. But more than that, you reminded me of something my crown never gave me. What's that? Choice. Humanity. She stood slowly. You are always welcome on Daery Prime, Dallin Rusk, even if war says otherwise. She turned to go. Hey, he called. Does this mean you won't order me executed next time we meet? She looked back with a grin. No promises. The end.